Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tom Homberger from GBC Live, and I'm here today at the Stay With Me art exhibition, We Plus Co-work, Fuxing Park space. And here with me I have Hector Leung, curator and designer of this exhibition. Hector, thank you so much for your time.
So nice to meet you.
How's it going?
Everything's fine.
How's the exhibition going?
I think it goes very popular.
It's becoming popular. Many people are visiting.
Yes, many people come here to take photos every day after the opening ceremony. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the background of this art exhibition.
When they come to me to do the show, actually it confused me a lot because we need to do the show for 100 chairs. And the 100 chairs, they are so different. Every designer of the chairs, they have different characters. And that confused me most at the very beginning. But then I think step by step I figured it out. So that's what we see today.
Fantastic. Well, you've done a great job, I can say that.
Thank you.
But tell me, since I'm very curious, how did you come up with the idea of doing an exhibition for chairs?
To be honest, it's not my idea to do the show for chairs. It's just after they got the idea to do the show for chairs, they found me to do the design of the show.
Put it together.
Yeah, put it together.
Fantastic. Well, we see that one of the main points of the whole exhibition is the color blue. And if you want to be precise, Klein blue. Is there any specific meaning behind that? Or any specific reason why you pick this specific blue?
Yes, we do have specific meaning behind the color. But when I do the design, I didn't think about Eve Klein. I think about Aphrodite. Because I want to create
of love.
Yes, exactly. Because I want to create some images of a fantasy, which means it's because the 100 chairs are so different. We cannot put it like IKEA. They put the chairs or sofas into a realistic environment, but we cannot do that, and we don't want to repeat that. So what I'm gonna do is to create a fantasy place for people. Maybe it's a little bit abstract, right? But it should be so imaginary and so creative. So that's the reason why. I asked myself, what if, like Aphrodite, she will use the chair, what kind of palace it will look like? So my answer is blue and deep blue. And then people see the color, they say that it's like Eve Klein blue, but actually no.
It's not really related to Eve Klein, it's your
Aphrodite.
perception of Aphrodite and what it would look like if she would be using a chair or one of those designer chairs.
Yes, exactly.
That's a very, very good story. That's a very good background story. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to be very interested to see the creative process behind this.
I think that's the reason why all the young girls, they came here to take photos. Because at this moment, they are Aphrodite herself.
So you did explain, maybe into an introduction of this exhibition, about your creative process and give them the idea of Aphrodite to inspire the people that come visit.
Yes, because like each year there are so many shows about chairs and furnitures, but to me, they are boring. They're just about how to cycle. Maybe they have different purpose, but they are just about how to cycle the chairs or the furnitures down, but not to inspire people, to touch people. And I think if we take the chairs more than just like objects or materials, we take it as creator of emotions, then I think we need to find one color to express the feeling, and we definitely need one specific environment to hold it. Like I said before, what if Aphrodite, she's gonna use the chair? And definitely yes, when the girls or anyone came to the exhibition, they became Aphrodite herself.
Themselves.
Yeah.
Fantastic. That's very interesting background. And the other key elements that we see all around the exhibition are disco balls.
Yes.
Which, I bet in the collective imaginary, it's not something that most people would actually relate to a chair, since they're basically used in complete different occasions and activities. So how did you come up with combining these two elements?
Actually, it's a quite long story. So the name of the show is Stay With Me, right? So as I said, we don't take the chairs for just objects or materials. I take it as creatures with emotions. So it's just like, Tom, you imagine if there is one creature, or there is animal, or there is someone who holds you every day. So I think if he could say something, he would say, stay with me, stay with me, and stay with me. So we can find this feeling, these emotions in lovers, right? Lovers. Or we take an example like dogs we raise. So every night we came back to home. When we open the door, we can see the sparkles in the eyes of the pets, or the sparkle in the eyes of the lovers, right? So I think the disco balls are the sparkles, glimmers in the eyes of someone who really expecting you to come home. And another point is, I'd like to use the disco balls, the shining things, to pop up the emotions of the visitors. So when they came into the entrance, they will say, wow, and they will focus.
And sparkles.
Yes, they will focus on the show. And they are now in the Palace of Aphrodite.
The Palace of Aphrodite, which then with the sparkles and lights of the disco balls, which resembles the lights of a lover waiting for you to come home, should give you that warm feeling of stepping into a place of emotions.
Yes.
Very creative background, very creative story. Interesting. Very, very interesting. And another point that I would like to ask, since you've mentioned it several times, a lot of people are coming in here, taking pictures, and basically taking selfies, and it's becoming a hot spot for that.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel as the curator and the designer of an exhibition like this? When something becomes popular in that way, how does that make you feel? What do you think of that?
I'm so honored. And it proved all my thinkings, all my design works. I cannot say it is right or correct, but at least I can say all my thinkings, they works. Because
you succeeded.
Not succeeded, because it's like when I think about the show, I trying to find the connections between the chair and human beings, the emotional connections, right?
Yeah.
So when I use the connection, the emotional part, and I stronger it, focus on it, then I use it to touch people. And when people came here, they like it, they like it. It proves that I found the connections between them and the chairs.
Your creative process into putting these two things together between visitors and the exhibition and the art pieces themselves, you manage to connect those dots, and people are appreciating that connection.
Yes, and the connection is the emotional part.
The emotional spark.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And if you compare this specific exhibition and this connection that you've succeeded to make in this specific exhibition and other works that you've done before, what are the differences, or what's also maybe the challenge that you maybe had in the past or in this specific one? In creating that connection between exhibition, art, and visitors?
I think it varies from the objects or the spaces of my each design. Like this one is about chairs, another one is maybe about a coffee shop, right? And the size and the spaces of each design is different. Yeah, that varies every time. But I think the connections, they share some similarities. The connections of them is whenever I do design, I trying to find the connections between the design and the people, the audiences. And I always find the connection should be the emotional part. The design which could touch me, the design which could touch others must touch me at first. Yeah.
And then you will bring it to others.
To reality.
To the reality. Did you pick all the chairs that are exhibited here? Did you handpick all of them?
No. Other girls do that.
Other people do that. Yeah. Okay, so out of this more than 100 chairs that are exhibited here at Stay With Me, which one is your favorite one and why? Very important.
Okay.
Why?
I'm a designer, but at the same time, I'm a collector. So if you see the golden chair, the southern chair, it's from my collection.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So my answer is simple. That one is my favorite chair.
That is your favorite
Yeah.
chair. Because it's from your own personal collection.
No, it's
Or
the reason
because
why
it's part of your
I
personal
collected.
collection, it has a special meaning for you.
The reason why I collected because it's also about the emotional part.
Of course.
I know the designer of the chair very well. We are close friends. So I know the story behind the chair. And so I can see the power in the chair, all the spirits in the chair. And I think everyone see the chair, the southern chair, will be touched, will be shocked at the moment you saw it.
I
Yes, and that's the reason why I like it most.
Fantastic. Well, Hector Leung, curator and designer of the Stay With Me art exhibition, WE+LAB Spaces. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Great job.